What if the only thing that's holding the growth of your business back is that your customers have stopped noticing you? One brand I actually worked with had their entire ad campaign completely flatline. They were just burning money every single month. And then with one single tweak to their business, they actually doubled their engagement overnight and brought it back to just above baseline. So today we're not talking about theories, we're actually breaking down 3 science-backed reasons your business will stall and the quick fixes that you can do to reignite that growth there. In the next few minutes, you will learn firstly why your audience has become completely blind to your adverts and your emails. Secondly, why great leaders, maybe even you, cling to dying tactics that are quietly killing their profit. And then thirdly, the single biggest mistake most businesses make that lets their most valuable customers slip through their fingers. And for each one, I'm giving you a simple one-step action you can take today. No guesswork, let's just get started and get straight into it. So principle number 1, habituation. Habituation means when the familiar is too familiar and basically becomes invisible. So the first reason you stall and your business stalls is because of something called habituation. It's your brain's delete button for anything it sees too often. If you think about when we are traveling in our car to and from work, or maybe to and from the office, sometimes we actually don't even remember the journey at all. We can arrive at our destination and then think to ourselves, how did we get here? I actually don't remember any of that journey. And that is just habituation. Your brain filters out things that it sees too often. And this is proven by science as well. Psychologists have proven this for decades, in fact. A 2023 study found that 86% of people literally don't see any banner ads anymore. You know, the type of annoying banner ads that pop up at your top of your page when you scroll down? Well, apparently 86% of people just don't even realize they're there anymore. But it's not just for banners, it's actually for emails as well. It's for your social media posts, it's for your pop-ups that you have. Anything that you show people again and again and again is going to be triggering that habituation. I actually had a client whose email pop-up was getting a 10% opt-in rate at launch. It was crushing it. And 3 months later, it actually had dropped to under 1%. Nothing had changed at all. And that was the problem, basically. Their returning visitors literally stopped seeing it. Their brain had filed it under background noise and it became invisible. Here's a quick fix for exactly this problem. It's a simple fix. The 30-day sensory refresh, we'll call this. Every 30 days, you go to all of your acquisition channels, your social media posts, your emails, or it could even be your YouTube content. And every 30 days, you change just one sensory element in your main funnel. Just one. You don't touch your offer. You don't make any huge major changes. You don't touch anything like the core copy. You can just swap your main image on your website, on your landing page, to something slightly different. You can change the button color on one of your adverts from, I don't know, maybe blue to green. You can change the headline image in one of your emails. And one small change keeps that neural pathway actually running hot without you having to reboot your entire business, basically. Principle number 2, status quo bias. The second reason you stall and your business stalls is because of the status quo bias. And this is our brain's natural tendency to stick with what's familiar, even when the data is screaming at us that we need to change direction. So there was a really famous McKinsey study that found that 71% of companies only change their business strategy when they're actually under massive pressure. They wait basically until the house is on fire, until they look for an exit. Blockbuster saw Netflix coming. Everyone remembers Blockbuster. You used to be able to go and rent your VHSs from there, right? I used to love it. I used to rent games from there when I was a kid. They saw and had the foresight to see that Netflix was coming. And they had the chance to actually buy Netflix for 50 million. But they were so comfortable with their brick and mortar stores that they stuck to the status quo. And we all know how that story ended. Netflix basically took over, Blockbuster went out of business. And that's not just a business school story either. You have a Blockbuster in your business right now, a dying tactic that you're clinging to because it used to work, and a part of you still has a love for it as well. It's only natural. It's behavioral science. It's natural human nature for people, right? So here's the fix to get around this. The 10% experiment, let's call this. This quarter or this month, take exactly 10% of your marketing budget or your traffic, and then take that 10% and test something completely new. Not an improvement, something actually completely new, something you haven't ever done before. You could try a different ad platform, you could try a different content platform, a crazy new offer, a different type of content. Maybe if you go for video, maybe do text this time, vice versa. It's a small stake, but it actually gives you priceless data on where to go next. You're not just trying to find a winner, you're actually trying to buy information about the future direction of your business. And that helps you right there avoid the status quo bias, which again is feeling comfortable with where you are and not really wanting to change. And as we know, it can sometimes lead to massive failure. Principle number 3, loyalty neglect. This is the obsession that businesses have with getting brand new customers while actually ignoring the gold mine of already existing customers that they're sitting on. And the data is insane for this as well. Bain & Company proved that boosting customer retention by just 5%, keeping your customers a little bit longer than what you typically would and focusing on that for a while, can actually raise your profits anywhere from 25% to 95%. So let that sink in. Most marketing teams though, however, spend 90% of their time actually chasing new leads. We had an online retailer who was basically spending a fortune on ads. Their growth was completely flat, and we implemented a 2 simple email loyalty sequence and a referral code only for existing customers. And their repeat purchase actually spiked 40% in 60 days, and their revenue hit a record high, and they didn't spend like any extra pennies on ads. They still had their typical ad budget. And so here's something that you can do as well. This is a 3-step thank you flow that you can just implement into your business today. It takes 30 minutes and basically it pays forever as well. So after a customer has bought from you, you can send them an order confirmation email that includes a pro tip of how to get the most out of their new product or their new service that they've just got from you. Then 7 days later, send an automated check-in email. How's it going with X product? Say something like that. Just wanted to make sure you saw this hidden feature and bring their attention actually back to it. And then day 14, you can send a referral request with a reward. So if you're loving X product, whatever you're selling, X service, you can give your friends 20% off, and we'll give you a $20 credit or something like that. You can just offer 20% off to the friends if you don't really want to use the $20 credit. But the point is that we're rewarding them to get them to find us customers as well. So just to recap those principles, habituation, first of all, keep visuals fresh, change one thing every 30 days. Status quo bias, remember that basically people like to stay where they currently are, you included as well. So protect 10% of your budget for experiments. Go wild with experiments. You should be doing experiments, spending a bit of safe money on experiments. And third, loyalty neglect as well. You already have a bunch of customers, no doubt. And the point is that those customers are already a gold mine. So just focus a little tiny bit on retaining those customers. Even if they've just made a purchase, which is just a one-off purchase, you could still use your emails to actually get them to, buy another product, and you can incentivize them in that way there, which will actually increase your overall profit. And that's ultimately what you want, right? So if you fix these plateaus, that's step 1. It gets the engine running again, but even the best tactics will flop if basically your core messaging has hidden persuasion errors that kill trust. And this is a huge one for businesses. A lot of businesses, they read about social proof, they read about authority, they read about urgency and scarcity online, but then they implement it wrong. So my next video reveals the 5 persuasion mistakes that are killing your conversions and the surgical fixes for each. It's one of the most important breakdowns I've actually done on this channel. And if you want to watch that, you can click the video on the screen right now and I'll walk you through it. See you in the next video.